The halls of Tesla's headquarters in Palo Alto never slept. Night bled into morning, sun glittering across steel and glass, as engineers trickled into glass-fronted offices, ideas and secrets trailing in their wake. He'd been called in early, before sunrise, a summons that came without context, yet left no room for misinterpretation. His badge still hung around his neck, Tesla-red and unblemished. He'd worn it for almost a decade, through factory failures, launches sent sky-high and tumbling, and more than anything, as Elon Musk's unwavering right hand. But this morning, a hush settled a ripple of unease that swept past the supercharger prototypes and cybernetic chassis, into executive suites where few dared to tread. They'd always moved fast, skirting protocol, building at a speed that left most of the company trailing behind. Omead had believed sincerely that the rules were thinner up on the top floor. Omead Afshar stood by the floor-to-ceiling windows, arms folded, staring out at the quiet street below. She was hard to read. That he respected. Instead, we have cost overruns, opaque vendor contracts, rumors from employees. There are whistleblower statements, Omead. She offered a polite nod, her heels clicking across the hardwood, carrying with her the chill of authority. People talk. People who don't understand what's required? Elon always said. He glanced at his phone, the stream of overnight texts from Musk, mostly cryptic, a few laced with humor only both of them shared. Omead glanced around the conference room, its walls of glass, the grand view remembering years of building Tesla's reputation brick by brick. Innovation and chaos had always run side by side. He'd waded through both, for Musk, for the vision, sometimes more loyal than wise. There will be a review of all contracts signed under your authority. You'll have the chance to tell your side in due course. She hesitated just long enough to betray a flicker of discomfort. I'm sorry, Omead. I know what you did for this company. A single message from Musk blinked on the lock screen. You did your best. See you on the other side. That was the way this business worked, speed over sentiment, action over apology. He wondered if in Musk's office somewhere a plan was already taking shape. A way to spin and reshape the story, to turn his forced departure into an anecdote about creative destruction. This is about you. He set his briefcase down, listening to the hum of electric engines in the parking lot, the faint echo of voices starting the day inside Tesla's fortress of glass. The old Omead would have punched back, reminded her of car launches made possible by midnight calls, of cross-country flights and warehouse deals signed in strip mall diners. He wondered for a moment if this was how all visionaries' confidants ended up, not with glory, but with a silent exit, soon to be a footnote. Behind him, the Tesla campus pulsed on, relentless as ever. Another executive gone, but the story never pausing, not even for a breath. May I call Elon? He asked, though he already knew the answer. But the words caught in his throat. He realized, with quiet shock, that he was tired. Not just from the pace, but from the relentless weight of never quite knowing which fire to put out first. He passed by framed newspaper clippings. Tesla delivers the impossible faces captured mid-celebration, laughing, exhausted, victorious. He found his own in several, always a little apart from the group, phone in hand, eyes on Musk, making sure the next piece was already in motion.
Ow.
The door behind him slid open. Miranda Koch, the company's new general counsel, stepped inside. Omead, good morning, she said, her voice measured. Thank you for coming in so early. And missing the fun of factory startup? My pleasure, he replied, forcing a smile. He tried to catch her expression. Was she angry, regretful, merely purposeful? She paused beside the long conference table. We need to talk about last quarter. Specifically, your involvement in procurement for the Texas plant. He braced himself. It always came back to Texas. The scale, the pace, the legendary cutting of corners. Everybody knew it, nobody said it. He kept his tone even. We delivered the plant 3 months ahead. That's what you wanted. What we wanted was transparency, Koch said. He searched her face for a hint that this was all routine, a scare tactic, but saw only resolve. She held up her hand, cutting him off with a gentleness that stung. This isn't about Elon. He isn't in the building today. The words hit harder than he expected. Let's get to the point, he said quietly. Koch nodded, stone-faced. Effective immediately, your access is revoked. Security will escort you out. His first instinct was disbelief. He slipped his badge from his neck, laying it gently on the table. After you've left, Coke replied, almost kindly. Outside, he walked the emptied halls in a blur, an unfamiliar security guard at his elbow. As they pushed through the lobby, Omead checked his phone. No grand explanation, no rescue, just that. Omead almost smiled. The morning sun was impossibly bright as Omead walked to his car, the kind of late summer glare that made him squint and pause. He thought about the years spent chasing blueprints and impossible deadlines, about all the victories carved out of uncertainty. He slid into his car, let the silence settle, and drove off. Not toward any certain future,